comment,
and subscribe for more content.
Where's the notification bell?
It's to the right of you.
Oh.
Ooh, what's up, guys? Welcome to this edition of a Funko Popcast. I am DK Wrestler.
And I'm MD Shady.
And in today's podcast, we got quite a bit of Funko Pops to talk about, especially because last week, which thank you to everyone who listened to last week's podcast, which was our fandom-related podcast on Sonic the Hedgehog. And if you guys watched the entire 5 days of content, that is awesome too. Thank you very much. And yeah, there's some sweet Funko Pop announcements announced this past week. This week specifically, as we are recording this, there hasn't been much, and that is most likely because we are ready to be approaching San Diego Comic-Con exclusive reveals, which of course, when this podcast actually gets released, we'll probably know the answer of that, because if anything, they'll begin the reveals starting Monday and end on Wednesday, which those reveals will be on a separate podcast itself. If it does get released this upcoming week, then it will be the following week's podcast just on those San Diego Comic-Con exclusives. Plus, we have, like it says in our title, the top 10 Funko Pops of June 2021, which without further ado, let's kick off with the first set of Funko Pops that range from June 14th to June 16th. We have a 10-inch variant of Master Chief with Energy Sword from Halo, which this is going to be an exclusive to EB Games in Canada and GameStop in the US, which this is expected to release as early as November 2021. Then on that same day, Funko had announced a set of Hello Kitty and Nissan Cup Noodles crossover pops, which we have Hello Kitty in Noodle Cup on bike, Hello Kitty with Noodle Cup, which that will be an EB Games / GameStop exclusive. And then we have a Diamond Collection variant of the Hello Kitty in Noodle Cup, which will be a Hot Topic exclusive. And these are expected to release as early as July 2021. Once again, on that same day, there is another crossover of pops, and that is Gudetama Top Ramen, which we have ourselves Gudetama in shell, Gudetama on boat, and Gudetama as chicken, which these are also expected to release as early as July 2021. Then on June 15th, Funko had announced a brand new wave of Pokemon Funko Pops, which we got ourselves a silver metallic Charmander, sitting Pikachu, Horsey, and Charizard, which these are expected to release as early as August 2021. Then on June 16th, Funko had announced some soccer pops, or as some Europeans would call it, football pops, which we got ourselves Keylor Navas and Mark Winhas of the Paris Saint-Germain team. And then we got ourselves Trent Alexander-Arnold, Roberto Firmino, Andy Robertson, and Mohamed Salah from Liverpool FC, which these are expected to release as early as August 2021. On that same day, Funko had announced a new variant of Trafalgar Law from One Piece, which this will be a AAA anime exclusive and will have a 1-in-6 glow-in-the-dark chase. And this is expected to release also as early as August 2021. Once again, on that same day, Funko had announced a pop of a glow-in-the-dark Dark Wanderer that is a part of a Diablo 2 pop game covers, which will be exclusive to EB Games / GameStop. And this is expected to release as early as September 2021. And last but not least, for the section of Funko Pops, we have ourselves a new set of Star Wars Concept Series pops, which we have Han Solo, Stormtrooper with lightsaber, and then we have Stormtrooper with lightsaber and shield, which will be a Funko Shop exclusive. And we got ourselves a Snowtrooper, which these are expected to release as early as August 2021. So kicking off with the Master Chief, the 10-inch variant, which this is all right. I mean, I'm surprised we actually didn't get a 10-inch variant of Master Chief sooner, but I know there's a bit of a mix hype because, of course, probably the details have been brought out a lot from the older version, because I know there was a Master Chief with the Energy Sword as a 4-inch pop, but now it's a 10-inch pop. But there are also people who don't want this pop because, of course, it's a 10-inch pop. 10-inch pops take up a lot of space in your collection, especially whether whether it's in box or out of box. But I know there's going to be quite a bit of people that are going to get this, and this will be released just in time for Halo's 20th anniversary. These Hello Kitty and Cup Noodles crossover. These are pretty interesting. I do like the Hello Kitty that's in the cup. Don't know what I think about the Diamond Collection version. I'll have to see that in person to further my opinion on that. But the Hello Kitty holding noodles is all right. I will hopefully be able to see this in person when our local EB Games opens back up soon. And then we have the Hello Kitty on the bike, which is also pretty cool. It's got the cup noodles, little basket on the bike to hold the cup noodles with an apple. So I guess these are some all right Hello Kitty pops. Gudetama with a crossover with ramen, which these are not too bad. I do like the Gudetama as chicken the best in my opinion. I'm not sure what exactly is going on with the base. Like, I'm not sure whether that's the lid of a ramen noodle container or that's just some sort of platform they made. I can't exactly tell, but all these are pretty unique in their own way. Then we got the brand new Pokemon Pops, which I don't know how much detail I'm going to go into these because I did do the video, I think it was last week or the week before, where I actually discussed about this whole set of Funko Pops, which it's funny enough in this photo here, it seems like from left to right, top to bottom, that's actually going in the ranking that I feel like it's going from worst to best in my opinion, where the least favorite is the silver metallic Charmander, and then the favorite, and I think everyone's favorite overall, is the Charizard, which the Charizard is awesome. I can't believe we finally have a Charizard, and it looks pretty great in Funko Pop form. I'm not going to crap on it by saying like, oh, they should have made the eyes different or possibly had the mouth open with like fire coming out. That would have been cool, but it's still fine the way that it is. And I'm sure eventually in the future, if they decide to do that, it'll be when Funko decides, hey, maybe 2022 will be the year where Comic-Con exclusive pops are going to be glow in the dark. So maybe if they do that with the Charizard, that would be pretty cool. But for right now, this is still a wicked Charizard. I'm going to be buying this Charizard because Charizard's my favorite Pokemon of all time. And I'm probably going to end up buying every variant of Charizard that there is, whether it's a 10-inch or they add a specification to it. The Horsey is all right. The sitting Pikachu, once again, I feel like it's not the worst Pikachu, but it's not the best Pikachu, and it's not really a Pikachu we even really needed, of course, because like I said in the video, I think this is our 12th or 13th Pikachu pop in the entire set of nearly 50 Pokemon pops that there are. Then we have the soccer pops or the football pops, which there's nothing really to say. It's hard to kind of get into discussion about the soccer pops because they don't really change the mold all that much, because it's either the goaltender has the ball in his hand, the player has the foot above the ball, or that's basically it. That's all the poses. There's only two different poses. I mean, I'm sure that the European fans would be ecstatic about these pops because football, or as we call it in North America, soccer, is huge over there, and it's not really that huge over here per se. Trafalgar Law. This is a pretty unique pop. I have not seen One Piece, but I know a lot of people are psyched for this because there was a Trafalgar Law pop that was made in the original wave of One Piece pops, and this is up there in like the 400s, I believe, Canadian dollars as terms to value. So I guess it's cool that they made a new variant, added a little bit more detail, and there's a glow-in-the-dark chase involved with it, which I don't know the significance between the glow-in-the-dark chase and the common one as terms to seen, because of course I have not seen One Piece, but I know that I'm sure that there are a lot of people that are going to get both of these, especially because there are websites out there that will actually do a chase common bundle for these kinds of pops. Then we have the Diablo 2 pop game covers, which I guess we now have found out what pop game covers number 3 is, and it's Diablo 2, which this is pretty unique. It's actually, if I'm not mistaken, out of all the different covers, whether it's albums, comic covers, and even game covers, this is actually the first one with a specification, and it's glow in the dark, which is pretty unique because I guess this kind of opens up, I don't want to say a floodgate, but opens up an opportunity for more different covers that could have specifications specifications. Actually, that would actually be a unique idea. Now, as I think about it, if Funko ever gets the Nintendo license and they can do the pop game covers of Luigi's Mansion, they could possibly do a glow in the dark variant where maybe it's like the face that's glowing in the dark because, of course, the flashlight on the front cover of that. I think that'd be pretty unique. But this pop, I don't exactly know how it is yet glow in the dark. Like I've seen glam shots and I mean, it's red, so it's kind of in the middle there of sometimes it glows well, sometimes it's not. You're probably gonna have to charge it a lot. But overall, the design of it not even glow in the dark is pretty cool for this. I'm sure there's going to be a select amount of people that are going to want to get this because Diablo is a popular game. Last but not least for this section, we got the new concept series pops, which these are okay. I feel like we've seen a lot of great ones, and then coming to this set, I'm not saying it's like lackluster, but at the same time, it's like we've already gotten Darth Vader and C-3PO and R2-D2 and Luke Skywalker and all these characters, so there's not really much you can do left unless there is some concept series for some like Sith Lords, I guess that would be really cool. But I never expected Han Solo to ever look like this. He kind of looks like Obi-Wan Kenobi when he's like younger, but with like more spiky hair, even though it looks like to me that he's wearing some sort of headband. So maybe he has long hair in the concept series and it's just kind of like tied back and it's a little fluffed up like that. I do like what the Snow Trooper looks like. I feel like that's my favorite out of the set. I kind of find it weird that the concept for a Stormtrooper originally had a lightsaber. So it's weird to think that that's what Stormtroopers could have been like in the Star Wars series. I do feel like that the Funko Shop exclusive is better than the common for the Stormtrooper just because you get more bang for your buck when you have the lightsaber and the shield. And I don't know yet. I can't really predict whether this is going to be one of those items that sells out in like 10 minutes to a half an hour, or it's going to be kind of a Funko Shop sight sitter. But in my opinion, I do think the Snow Trooper is the best looking one out of the set, at least in my opinion.
Starting off with the jumbo-sized Master Chief. This is pretty cool. I'm considering buying it. Like you said, though, these larger pops obviously take up a lot more space, so you kind of have to be selective with which 10-inch pops you kind of really need to have in your collection. Do I need to have this one? No, because I feel like the Master Chief game covers could kind of fill that spot in my collection where I don't really need this, but it is pretty cool. The detail does definitely come out a lot when it is in this jumbo-sized form. Then the Cup Noodles and Hello Kitty mashup. This is interesting. I don't know what the significance is with Hello Kitty and Cup Noodles besides Japan, I guess, being kind of the thing that ties them together. I do like the Hello Kitty that is inside of the cup. I feel like the other ones are kind of just, it's Hello Kitty with a cup noodle, whereas like, is that really a mashup? And then Gudetama with the Top Ramen. This is a little bit more up my alley. Top Ramen is definitely my go-to ramen selection, I guess. I find it to be one of the best. I think it's fitting that Gudetama has a mashup with them because obviously he's like an egg. And what better thing is there to put in ramen besides a hard-boiled egg? So I do like these. And yeah, I'm not exactly sure what's going on with the chicken one, whether that's a lid or if it's some kind of, like if it's like a smushed ramen cup or something. It's very hard to tell, but they all look really cool. I probably consider picking up maybe this whole set. And then we have the huge Pokemon announcement. That Silver Charmander. I'm just so sick of it already. I was sick of it as soon as we knew that we were going to be getting pops like this. It just doesn't make sense to me that they're making these silver pops when we could have more Pokemon being pumped out. And I mean, we're getting Pokemon pops at a pretty steady rate, so I'm not really complaining, but realistically, we only got 2 new Pokemon here, and that is Horsey, and of course, that amazing looking Charizard. Pikachu's, I think, should be done with. I feel like they kind of milked the cow long enough on that. I get it. They want to sell Pikachu's because Pikachu's are going to sell the best out of arguably any Pokemon pop. But I feel like with the abundance of Pikachus we have now, it's kind of done. Let some other Pokemon have a turn. The Horsey's really cool. I really like the Horsey. I like how it's on a stand. That's how it should be. I think it's one of those pops that is simplistic, but that's the way it needs to be. And I think it looks really good. And then we have the Charizard, which is just amazing. I didn't expect this early. I thought we were going to get some other Pokemon out of the way, but this Charizard will definitely sell very, very well. And another thing that I wanted to bring up with the Charmander or just any silver metallic pop for the Pokemon set, or even flocked or anything like that, why not do shiny forms instead of this silver stuff? It just makes more sense. I'm sure a lot of people want to see the shiny versions of a lot of Pokemon for Pokemon Pops, but maybe that's something we can look into once, I don't know, maybe the first 151 Pokemon are out and we're not getting silver Pokemon like this. And then another thing I wanted to mention is that this Charizard could have been a lot better. By that, I don't mean sculpt, I don't mean anything like that. I mean the first ever Pokemon Pop that has a chase version, and I think the perfect chase version for this, obviously shiny, but I don't think we're going to see that for a while. But I think if they would have done the clone version of Charizard from the Pokemon 2000 movie or whatever movie it was from, where there's the clone versions of Pokemon, so they could do a Blastoise, a Venusaur, and a Charizard where they kind of have those gray stripes around them. I think that would have looked really, really cool. And I don't know, I'd like to see chase versions of some Pokemon Pops. Then we have the football/soccer pops. These are all right. I think that definitely this sport has the worst pops just because there's not a whole lot of differences. Whereas with hockey, like the goalie pops can be a lot more diverse. The players are getting a little bit more diverse, I guess you could say. The same goes with like basketball. Like there's a lot of newer poses that we've been seeing. But I do like how there's a Liverpool set. A couple of my coworkers are huge Liverpool fans, and I'll have to show these to them. Then we have the One Piece pop. I have no clue what this guy's name is. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. I do like this character, though, from the show, from clips I've seen, because I've only watched very minimal episodes of One Piece. This pop is cool, and obviously being not a re-release, but a new sculpt is good for the fans that obviously can't afford a $400 pop. That is just ridiculous. And I do think the chase version is pretty good. Obviously, when you see something like this, you're going to know that there's going to be a glow-in-the-dark chase, but it's also a whole new body mold for the most part. I mean, the sword is kind of to his side rather than behind him, and whatever he's holding there is definitely different there. So it's cool that we're getting chase versions of a lot of these anime characters where it's not just glow in the dark, it's also a little bit of a mold difference, I guess. Then we have the Dark Wanderer from Diablo 2 game covers. This is really cool. I'm kind of a little bit upset that it wasn't Gears of War 3 for the cover for the third game covers, but I'm not going to complain because Diablo 2 is a really cool game cover, and I think that this turned out pretty good. I'm interested to see what the glow looks like. I will most likely be buying this because I think I'm going to get all of the game covers because I think it's just such a neat idea. Then the Star Wars pops. I kind of found it funny that you compared Han Solo to, I think you said Obi-Wan, because I had planned on comparing Han Solo to someone. And I think that this Han Solo pop looks like Rhett from Rhett and Link. He just really does. Maybe throw a picture of Rhett up on the screen right now. Uh, these are all right. I mean, it's a whole lot of stormtrooper action going on, but I'm surprised that you didn't mention, because you did mention how the stormtroopers had lightsabers, but then you have Han Solo here with a lightsaber who, at the beginning of the first movie, doesn't even believe in the Force, and then somehow has a lightsaber. So I kind of find that funny. I'm really glad that we didn't see any of these designs. I guess that's kind of a biased opinion because if, let's say, they did go with these designs for the movie, and then we were looking at like what it could have been, which is what it is, if I'm making any sense at this point, we would probably have the same opinion. But I like the way the characters look, and some of these designs just look a little bogus, a little weird, I guess. Like a purple cape wearing Han Solo with a lightsaber, that's a little ridiculous. But the stormtroopers are pretty cool. I don't mind them. The snow troopers, all right. I don't think it's the best. I do like the stormtrooper. I think my favorite one is the common stormtrooper there. I don't know. I don't mind these concept pops for Star Wars. It's something kind of new and refreshing.
Are you looking for great pop protectors? Then look no further than popbox.ca. They have a variety of 4-inch and 6-inch protectors in different quantities. Do you want to get 10 protectors, 20? You can get even up to 250 pop protectors over on popbox.ca. And also use our promo code of Funko Popcast for 10% off of your entire purchase of pop protectors. The code is going on until supplies last. So go get your pop protector needs now over on popbox.ca using our code of Funko Popcast to get 10% off and also free shipping over $75 in both Canada and the US with duty fees included.
And let me tell you guys, we're not just screwing around here. These are some great pop protectors. We own a multitude of these protectors. They are some of the best I've seen. Stop buying from EB Games. I'm not boycotting EB Games by any means, but their pop protectors are not as good. So again, use code Funko Popcast for 10% off.
All right, so moving on to the next set of pops, which range from June 17th to June 23rd, which is yesterday as we are recording this. Kicking off, we have ourselves a silver metallic, or it's called platinum metallic, Notorious B.I.G., which this was announced by Pop Culture on their website, which this is actually a Hot Topic exclusive also, and this pop is limited to 5,000 pieces, and this is available now on Pop Culture's website and various stores of Hot Topic. On that same day, Funko had announced a set of Letterkenny pops, which this set we have Wayne with Gus, Daryl, Squirrely Dan, and Katie, which these are expected to release as early as September 2021. Then on June 18th, Funko had announced a pop of Frank for the upcoming Disney Jungle Cruise movie, which this is available now for purchase on the Funko Shop website. On that same day, Funko had announced a Batman pop comic covers, which this is expected to release as early as September 2021. And last but not least, on that day, Funko had announced a new set of Loki pops, or I should say 2 pops added to the Loki set, which we got ourselves Ravonna Renslayer with Miss Minutes as a pop and buddy bundle. And we have an Amazon exclusive Hunter B15, which these are expected to release as early as August 2021. Then on June 21st, Hot Topic had announced their own exclusive pop of Lust from Full Metal Alchemist, which this is available now on the Hot Topic website and should be available in stores as this gets released. Then on June 23rd, Pop Culture had announced an exclusive pop of an artist series Mickey Mouse, which judging by how these artist series have been, this will most likely be an Amazon exclusive, in which this is available now on Pop Culture's website with restricted shipping for Canada and the US, and should be available soon in North America. And the last pop to discuss about in this podcast, Funko Europe had announced an exclusive pop of T'Chaka for the Black Panther lineup, which is available now on Funko Europe's website, but should be available soon in North America. So kicking off with the platinum or silver metallic Notorious B.I.G., which funny enough, I did mention on the podcast 2 weeks ago that there was going to be a Notorious B.I.G., but we couldn't talk about it because there was no like Hot Topic official thing, or essentially in this case, a pop culture official thing. And now we can talk about it, which this is all right. I think the only highlight about this pop, which I didn't actually send MD photos of it, is the stickers on the box, because if you get the North American version, you will get a Hot Topic exclusive sticker with a big blue 5,000 piece sticker, or international. It is like the gray special edition sticker that we get a lot, but it actually doesn't say special edition. It does say 5,000 pieces. So it's kind of a newer special edition sticker, which I think is pretty cool. I'm curious to know how many more of the silver or platinum metallic variants of these pops they are going to make for various different artists. I know we already have the Gerard Way that we talked about a couple weeks ago on the pod, but I'm assuming that there's definitely going to be more. Letterkenny. I know a lot of people are really pumped for this set of pops. Letterkenny is actually a Canadian TV series, so Canada represent. I have not seen it yet. I know this is on Crave TV in Canada. Big shout out to previous A Funko Popcast guest, Chris Sully, who used to work for Funko. I'm sure he's really excited for these pops because Letterkenny is one of his favorite TV series. And these are some pretty unique pops. And I'm sure I'm going to eventually watch this TV series because I've heard nothing but good things about these. And the pops look pretty cool too. Jungle Cruise, which I know that the character of Frank is played by Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. This is all right. I mean, I'm not really like pumped at the moment for the Jungle Cruise movie. I'm sure Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's going to kill it though, because he basically kills it in everything he does. Then we have the second pop comic covers, and it is of Batman. Yeah, this is pretty unique. I think what makes up for this is the covers, because I feel like so far with these comic covers, at least with the albums, not only do they have the cover, but a lot of the pops are in different poses. Well, I feel like so far all they've done with the two comic covers, and then I should also kind of put over the game covers of how they're kind of different also. What I've noticed with the comic covers so far is that both the Superman pop and the Batman pop have just been, let's do a mold and the arms are to the side. They're not doing some sort of pose or anything, unlike, like I mentioned, the albums and the pop game covers where we've seen some sort of pose with those. I actually think, in my opinion, this may be one of my least favorite covers that they have done out of the three albums, comic covers, and game covers that they have done so far. I think this may be one of my least favorites, in my opinion. Then we got the new Loki pops, which, of course, I've been watching Loki, brand new episode released yesterday. A lot of people are really surprised about the Ms. Minutes pop. That is kind of a pop and buddy, and a lot of people are kind of not hyped for the fact that Ms. Minutes should have been its own pop. And to kind of explain Ms. Minutes for you, assuming you might have not seen the series still, to explain it without spoiling the series, Ms. Minutes, there's a corporation called TVA in the series, and Ms. Minutes, the best I can explain it, is kind of like the ad icon for that corporation in a way. So it's really cool that we kind of got this pop. But I also feel like the reason they did do a pop and buddy with this is I feel like they wanted to do Ravonna Renslayer as a character, but I think they added Ms. Minutes as a selling point, because I think Ravonna kind of would have been the shelf sitter of the set. So by adding the Ms. Minutes, it'd be a selling point for people to actually get the pop, because, oh wow, we have a Ms. Minutes pop in a way. So we added it to this Ravonna Renslayer pop, which I think that's okay in a way. The Hunter B-15, that's a really cool figure that they did. It's a pretty cool character overall. Then we got Lust from Full Metal Alchemist. I don't know Full Metal Alchemist all that much. I've seen the pops, and I know what some of the characters look like, but I don't know the hype, because this was, of course, posted by Hot Topic. It wasn't posted by Funko on social media platforms. But yeah, it's an all right pop, I guess. The Artist Series Mickey Mouse pop. Oh, God. Oh, man. What is there good to say about this pop? If we thought that the Donald Duck that looks like strawberries, and the Goofy that's just purple and has different hats looks good, this thing is just such a mess. It's so hard for me to say any good things right now about Artist Series. Like, I will admit right now, so far, big candidate for our eventual best and worst of 2021 pops at the end of the year. For worst current series so far, it's looking like Artist Series is going to be taking that spot. And that's actually pretty surprising to say, considering my little flip out about that Stan Lee street art pop. But at the same time, we only got one of those pops this year. Oh man, I can't wait for the set to be finished, because these are some hot garbage pops. But then at least we have this pop to kind of end off this podcast, which I think is pretty unique. It's T'Chaka from Black Panther, which I'm kind of liking the idea of expanding the Black Panther lineup. And I think this T'Chaka pop is really, really cool the way that they did it. I can't figure out exactly, in my opinion, where this will be exclusive to. It's not going to be the Funko Shop, because especially being announced on Funko Europe's website, if it was a Funko Shop exclusive, it would have had a Funko Shop sticker on it. Honestly, wouldn't be surprised if this ended up being like a Target exclusive.
All right, silver, metallic, or platinum, whatever you want to call it. Notorious B.I.G., Biggie Smalls. This is pretty cool. I kind of want it just because it's a limited piece count. I would like to get that sticker. That I think intrigues me the most about this. Then we have Letterkenny pops, and this was something that I did not expect. I would have never thought of that. And this is really cool. I like all of these. They look good. Letterkenny is one of those shows where I don't actually watch the show, but I see clips of it all the time on the internet, and it is hilarious. Such a funny show. I might buy some of these. I might get into watching like actual full episodes of Letterkenny. They don't look bad, especially for being just human pops, as we like to call them. And then we have what the Rock is cooking here with the Jungle Cruise. This pop's all right. I would maybe like to see a Pop Rides version of this that might be exclusive to, let's say, the Funko shop. I think that would be cool. Or even Disney parks. That'd be all right as well. Then we have comic cover number 2, and it is Batman. Your opinion's wrong, DK. I'm just saying. You say this isn't great. This is amazing. I really enjoy this. I could be a little biased because I love that comic book cover, and I also love this version of Batman. It is my all-time favorite version of Batman. There's something about the gray and the blue Batman that just speaks to me. I enjoy this. It makes sense that Batman would be the second cover. You got Superman, you got Batman. I just hope the third one now is going to be Spider-Man. I think that'd be really cool. And I was trying to think of what cover would they use? Would they use Spider-Man's first appearance? Probably not, because that's not even a Spider-Man comic book. There's definitely a lot of really cool Spider-Man covers, though. And maybe they could do Spider-Man 2099. That would be a really cool comic cover to do, and have it be a metallic version, because that comic book was like the front of it was shiny. So that would be really, really cool. And then we have the Loki pops. And yes, I have still yet to watch any of the episodes, so I'm not really familiar. So there's not a whole lot I can say. I'm more intrigued now to watch it because of these pops, so that's a good thing. I definitely need to get on it. The Hot Topic exclusive Lust from Full Metal Alchemist, and I also don't know a damn thing about Full Metal Alchemist, but there's something about this pop that I really, really like. I can't put my finger on it, but I think just overall this is a decent pop. It looks good, and that's good considering it's just a human pop, I guess. Even though it's not a real human, it's obviously anime, but it's just simple and it just looks good. It doesn't look like crap. Speaking of looking like crap, we have this abomination of a pop here. This thing doesn't even look real, to be honest. It looks like someone just went on Photoshop and kind of threw some train clip art and some clouds on a Mickey Mouse pop, repainted the thing. I feel like I'm really ripping on whoever these artists are that are making the art series pops. And if anyone of them ever listened to us just ripping on these pops, like I feel so bad. But at the same time, this is easily the worst pop so far of a long time. And yeah, it makes those Marvel graffiti pops look like absolute gold, honestly. And I hate those pops as well. I'm so done with the art series because they just can't get it right. It looks like if you got a tattoo when you're 18 and now you're 55 and you also weigh like 400 more pounds and they just stretched all over the place. This is what this thing looks like, and I absolutely hate it. And then we have T'Chaka from the Black Panther. And this pop is good. I really like it. I think it's one of the better Black Panther pops. It's cool because it's not just like a black and gold or a black and white pop. You have kind of that clothing, which is purple with the green. It pops out nicely. And I'm interested to see where this goes as well, because I know that some of the Black Panther pops were shelf sitters at some stores, but I don't think this one will be, because this is a fairly nice pop.
Alrighty, guys. So now we are on the top 10 Funko Pops of June 2021. We're basically halfway through the year of 2021 now. Like usual, we will kick off with MD Shady and his number 10 pick.
All right, the top 10 list, one of my favorite things to do. So to start off with number 10, I have the Skater Freddy. I like this pop. It's not one of the best pops of the month, obviously, because it's only at number 10 on my list, but I would like to own this as my first Freddy Funko, so I feel like it kind of had to make my list.
All right, coming in at number 10 on my list, it is the Ravonna Renslayer with Miss Minutes from Loki. I think this pop is pretty cool, especially with the pop and buddy of Miss Minutes herself. It's right at the bottom because of Miss Minutes, but that's literally essentially why this is on the list, is probably of the little Miss Minutes.
Coming in at number 9 on my list is the Dark Wanderer Diablo 2 game covers. I think this is really cool. I also kind of forgot to mention when I talked about this pop is that it being glow in the dark, obviously, like you said, does open up some things that they can do. One of the things that I think of first is like a flocked Donkey Kong Country game cover, if we ever see that Nintendo license, which I know a lot of people want to see. So the game covers are just going to be awesome, and so far they have been, and this one is really, really good as well.
All right, coming in at number 9 on my list, it is the EB Games / GameStop exclusive Sly Cooper for the PlayStation lineup. I think this is a pretty unique pop. I don't really know much about Sly Cooper, but I know a lot of people have been hyped since basically the first big set of PlayStation pops were announced that they wanted a Sly Cooper along with possibly a Jackson Dexter pop. This is a pretty unique pop, especially being just a 4-inch pop, but they kind of made it a deluxe with that stand that it's on. So I think it's a really cool pop, and I know a lot of people are going to end up getting this. It's low because of the fact that I don't really know much about Sly Cooper.
Coming in at number 8, I have the PX Previews Iron Man. I forget exactly what the name of that pop was, but the glow in the dark is pretty cool on it. They kind of went above and beyond by having the sort of machinery also be glow in the dark. And this is a really cool kind of deluxe pop.
All right, coming in at number 8 on my list is the Amazon exclusive Captain America Victory Shawarma Pop Deluxe. This is a pretty cool looking Pop Deluxe, especially because a lot of the Victory Shawarma ones so far aren't really the greatest, but that's also, once again, not Funko's fault because it's how the scene is and it looks better when everything is all connected. But of course, because Captain America has the table full of the food, it makes his version of the pop and essentially also Bruce Banner's the two best ones, while the other ones are kind of just sitting on chairs. But a lot of people were also talking about the whole beard thing, which is why it's a little low on this list. But I feel like there was much better pops, in my opinion, as terms of this month so far for June. So that's why it's at number 8.
Moving on to number 7, I have the Retro C3PO. I think this was the coolest retro Star Wars pop.
C3PO?
Yeah.
There's no C3PO.
What are you talking about?
There's no C3PO. There's only the Han Solo, the Stormtroopers, and the Snowtrooper.
You're thinking of the concept series. I'm talking about the retro pops.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about those pops. Okay, continue.
I'm just going to restart.
I'm probably keeping this clip in, so.
Okay, then I won't. All right. Yeah, C3PO retro. I think that one looked really, really cool. I loved how the black complemented the kind of gold color to make it look chrome without being chrome at all.
Coming in at number 7, it is the EB Games / GameStop exclusive Dark Wanderer Diablo 2 pop game covers. I think this is a unique cover, especially for the fact that this is the first ever specification covers overall throughout the 3 different covers that we have had. And it opens up ideas for different ones, like maybe a flocked variant or a metallic variant or something else also that would look really, really cool. And overall, just the pop itself, it didn't have to be glow in the dark, but I bet it's going to be pretty decent being glow in the dark still. I don't know how it's going to turn out, which is why it's kind of low on the list, especially being red and not being the greatest.
Number 6 on my list is the Batman comic book cover pop. Yeah, I pretty much explained it. Like, I really enjoy this comic cover to begin with, so I think it was a great pick for Batman, obviously. That version of Batman I really love, and I think just in total, all of these cover pops just look really great, and the Batman one is definitely a solid one.
All right, coming in at number 6 on my list, it is the AAA anime exclusive Trafalgar Law. This is a pretty unique pop. There is quite a bit of hype because it's a re-release of a pop that's super expensive. The detail's pretty cool, and if anyone's wondering, and of course, if you're looking at your screen, it will be the common version of this exclusive pop, just because I don't know really the significance of the glow-in-the-dark, whether it's part of like a really cool scene in the series. So I just went with the common version.
Moving on to number 5, I have Sly Cooper. I think it's a really cool pop. They did it very well, how he's kind of perched up on that peak of what I would assume would be like a building. That's the best way to do this pop, and they nailed it. Like I said when we talked about this pop, is that I really want to see some of the other characters from the game, but this is really cool, and it was kind of unexpected because, I don't know, I haven't really thought of Sly Cooper in a while, so it was neat to see.
Coming in at number 5 on my list, It is the previews exclusive glow in the dark Iron Man Mark IV with gantry. Pop Deluxe, I assume it is. And this is a wicked looking pop. So many people are hyped for this. And there was a lot of people I remember back in the day making concept pictures of how this pop would turn out. And this turned out wicked. The glow in the dark, once again, it didn't really need to happen, but I'm going to assume that the glow in the dark will look nice because I think yellow is one of the better colors as terms to glow in the dark. So I think it's going to turn out pretty well.
Number 4 on my list, I have the Black Light Ghost Rider Pop Rides. This thing is so cool, and I'm very upset that I haven't got my hands on it yet because it's just going up in value at this point. It is one of the best Blacklight pops, I'll definitely say that, just because there's so much to it being a Pop Rides that there's a lot of different color changes you can make, and I think they pretty much nailed it with what color should be where on this pop, and that's kind of what you want to see with a Blacklight pop.
Coming in at number 4 on my list, it is the EB Games / GameStop exclusive Halo Combat Evolved Pop game covers. So glad that this is made, especially because we kind of predicted the week before how cool it would be that we have a Halo Pop game covers of the very first game. And of course, literally days later, we got that and it looks great. And it definitely deserves to be one of the first game covers that Funko had made for this set of pops. And it looks great, especially with the different sculpt of Master Chief with the old retro helmet look. And I know that this is going to sell like hotcakes.
Coming in at number 3 on my list is the Master Chief Halo game covers. You pretty much summed it up pretty well. I mean, Halo is a very iconic game, whether PlayStation fans want to admit it or not. As an Xbox kid, I loved Halo. I think Halo 1 was the first game I ever beat all the way through, and I can't wait to have this. I love all these cover pops. I can't say it enough. I'm sure I've already said it 4 times in this podcast, and I hope we see more, and I definitely think that Halo, like you said, is a perfect pick for one of the first game covers.
Coming in at number 3, it is the EB Games / GameStop exclusive Sonic the Hedgehog 2 pop game covers. I think that this is a little better than the Halo pop game covers for one reason, and that is the fact that you have the alternating covers, like I also mentioned on last week's Sonic the Hedgehog podcast. I think that's a great idea for collectors to either choose which cover you want, or you could possibly just want to get both just because you have the opportunity to get both of the different variant covers. The Sonic, of course, is a little plain, but the cover makes up for it. And I know a lot of people wanted Tails in that set instead of the Sonic the Hedgehog, but I think it's still fine. The game is called Sonic the Hedgehog 2, not Tails the Yellow Fox 2. So it's fine to have the Sonic there, and it's still cool.
I also agree that the Sonic 2 game covers is a little bit better than the Master Chief. That's because it is coming in at number 2 on my list. I like this thing a lot. You described it pretty well. It would be cool to see Tails on there, but I don't really want to get into the territory of putting 2 pops in a pop covers unless it's something that really needs to have 2 pops in it. I don't think Tails needs to be there. The game is Sonic. Sonic is there. This thing is awesome.
All right, coming in at number 2 on my list, it is the Funko Shop exclusive Ghost Rider Black Light Pop Rides. This thing looks wicked, so wicked that I actually decided to buy it, and I was really hesitant, but I think this thing will turn out really well, and I think this is a piece where you can have it out of box, but it will still look cool in box because the box is worth buying also. And many people can argue, but I think this is one of, if not the best black light Funko Pops that Funko has produced so far.
So coming in at number 1 on my list, Charizard. Come on, it's Charizard, it's Pokemon, and it's Charizard. I don't think there'll be another Pokemon pop that beats this until we see some really, really cool stuff. But I mean, it's Charizard. There's nothing else you could say. It's Charizard.
My number 1 is Motherflockin' Charizard. Holy crap, this is awesome. And I debated on whether I was going to put this as number 1 or number 2 due to the fact that with Pokemon Pops, there's always that mixed hype of there's a lot of people talking about a certain Pokemon, and then you got those people who's like, where's this? Where's that? Where's a Gengar? Where's a Jigglypuff? Where's a Gen 8 Pokemon? Which I don't think that's ever happened. I don't think anyone cares about the new gen. But this Charizard is awesome. I know I said there could be some things that could make it better, but the fact is, many people have been waiting for a Charizard pop for years, and we finally got Charizard, and it looks great. And I definitely do agree that this probably will be possibly the best-selling Pokemon pop of all time, and I don't know what could be a pop that could surpass this, honestly. I don't even know if Gengar, which I know is your favorite Pokemon, could sell more than Charizard. I know Charizard is a huge favorite. It's my favorite. It's a lot of people's favorites. Great looking pop. I can't wait to get this, the 10-inch variant, whatever specification that they make of this. Can't wait to get all the Charizards. Even if you make an 18-inch Charizard, I'm getting it. Anyways, guys, that is going to be the end of this week's podcast. If you enjoyed this week's podcast, make sure you smash that like button, comment in the comment section below, and let us know your favorite pops of June 2021 so far. Press that subscribe button for more content like this podcast and any other videos we do on this channel in the future, and press the little bell to be notified of when that future content gets released. Also, if you guys haven't yet, follow us on all of our social media platforms on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at A Funko Popcast. Anyways, guys, thank you for listening to this week's 97th edition of A Funko Popcast, and we hope to see you guys next week. 1, 2, 3, I'm out of here.
It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine. Peace in, peace out.